What?
Good evening.
तुम्हारे के साथ सभी स्टूडेंट आप आ जाओ आ जाओ। ठीक है। आपका लैपटॉप ले लूं?
मैं अपनी क्लास ले रहा हूँ। अब क्या हुआ?
नहीं
यहाँ पे लेनी है?
नहीं, वो फिर रखना पड़ता है ना। आप
वो है ना हमारे पास, वो है हमारे पास, वो रखो, यूज करो उसको। नो, इसे
Yes, so guys, any question, anything you want to ask? By the time I'm marking the attendance, please ask if you have any doubt, or else we will start with the course where we left yesterday. कुछ पूछना है किसी को?
Sir, can you revise what we have studied yesterday?
बाप रे. I want someone to repeat what we studied yesterday. Is it possible? We started with culture on health and safety. हमने कहा health and sorry.
I mean, just section 3.2, sir.
Section 3.2, which is improvement, how to improve health and safety culture. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we started from management commitment. A good management commitment, you can say, is necessary. You have to gain the commitment from very top of the management to ensure culture, because they can only drive the improvements in culture. So that's the main thing. Then next point, can anyone remind me? I also don't remember.
Communication.
Communication, that we will continue today also. Yes, good communication is necessary. Hiring competent people is also very necessary for better, you can say, improvement in the culture.
Cooperation.
Cooperation, yes, 4 C's are required, you can say: communication, cooperation, competent employees, and commitment from the management.
And then the attributes of positive culture, like incident absenteeism, secrets, staff turnover, level of compliance with the HSE rules, procedures, complaint
Yes.
about the working condition, behavioral, salaries issues.
Involving workers in decision making process for health and safety will also improve the health and safety culture in the
Then
organization.
the influence of peers
Peer
group.
group influence, yes,
Yes.
we need to work on negative peer pressure in the organization.
And
To
then the
improve.
reporting system, future
Reporting
compliance.
of incident, accidents, or near misses to be improved. Yes, that's correct. Procedures for all activities should be made available.
The gaining commitment from management,
Top
promoting health and
management
safety
commitment. Yes, yes, that is
leadership.
necessary. Promoting health and safety with the help of incentive schemes, recognition schemes in the organization. Yani recognizing those who work for health and safety or who provide their input in health and safety, like better reporting, information sharing, providing suggestions, everything.
And then the appropriate use of disciplinary process.
Yes, appropriate use of disciplinary procedure is very necessary. Yeah.
And then the competent
Competent
worker.
workers.
Yes, competent workers is necessary. 4 C's. Remember those 4 C's. Other than
And the
those
last
4 C's,
one, the
yes.
method of communication, verbal, written, and graphic.
All the different types of communication shall be used in the organization.
Yes, those are the yesterday
Some
topic.
ways, yes, some ways to improve uh, health and safety culture. But we have not finished. We will again continue from where we left, which is consultation. Yeah. So we have to go through consultation trainings as well. All right. So let me just open the presentation, guys. I hope you got the idea now. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yes. Okay. Let me share the screen. All right. I hope you all can see the screen now.
Not yet. Yeah.
Now, yeah. All right. I have
Yes.
started the recording, guys. It's almost 8:10. So please remind me by around 9:10 we should go for a break. All right. So after 1 hour. How to improve health and safety culture? Some methods are obviously focus on 4 C's. So gaining the commitment of management to improve the health and safety culture. Promoting health and safety by standards by leadership. So leading with examples, for example. Top management should make rounds, inspections, audits in the workplace. They should be vigilant, asking questions about health and safety with the workforce. Promote open discussions on occupational health and safety matters. Take part in safety meetings, committee meetings. Okay. Then appropriate use of disciplinary procedures is necessary. Warning letters, punishments, and all should be taken after investigation only, not just immediately, without improper investigation and without proper investigation. Hiring competent workers will definitely improve the culture. How? By hiring safety conscious people on crucial posts like managers, engineers, department heads, specialists must have some knowledge on health and safety. Okay, or their perception of health and safety should be good, positive. They should believe in health and safety. Getting the point? Then comes communication. So three ways are there: verbal, written, graphic. All three are necessary. You must follow all the different ways of communication to ensure that whatever you want or whatever you expect is heard and followed correctly by the people. For that, we use variety of communication methods because there are variety of people around us. Okay, it's not necessary that you work only one category of people. Very rare this is. If it is there, it's fine. Otherwise, so you need to make sure that you approach your message reaches every person in the organization. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So there are methods. Why we need three different types of methods for communication? Because every method has their own benefits and limitations, which we discussed yesterday. So to cover up the limitation of one method, we use another, and to cover up for that, we use another. So like that, should use all the three variety of communication. As you can see in this training, we are using graphic, which is a presentation, photograph, and all that. And we are also talking, so this is verbal also. And written, you have a book in hand. So all the three types of communication we are using here to make sure that the training goes on fine, nicely. Unfortunately, we are in online. If it's a classroom session, we could have gone for some practical exercises also, like working in groups for risk assessment, for example, or identifying hazard in a photograph, something like that. So with these activities, you can say with physical involvement, you could have learned much more better, I should say. Now that is not possible. So individually, you have to do with the help of those activity book. Got the point? So we are still trying our best, you can say, for you to learn everything. Okay. Now, next topic is use and effectiveness of notice boards. You all are well aware of notice boards, I believe so. Clear? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know what is a notice board. What is the purpose of notice board, guys?
To display the message internal.
Yes, basically used to communicate graphic information, or to share the information in the form of graphics or photographs or posters, notices. Okay. What kind of information? Health and safety related information, because we are talking about health and safety notice board. Okay, these are commonly used in the workplace. Effective if well placed. So notice board should be within the eyes of within the reach of people. They should see, like you open the door, there should be notice board in front, not behind the door. Getting my point? Not somewhere at a corner, for example. Okay, so right placement of notice board will make them effective. They should be up to date and relevant. Remember these things. A question may come in the exam, guys. How can you ensure communication to be better? Then you have to add this use of notice board and all. It should solely be dedicated to health and safety information only. Do not add quality or some other production or whatever else information on health and safety notice board. Okay, this should be utilized only for safety related information. Clear? Now, what type of information should be included on the notice board? Here is some basic idea, but you can add more. Information for employee regulation poster should be there. Health and safety policy of the organization. This is a must thing. It must be there on the notice board. Evacuation procedures. Yeah. First aid arrangements in the organization should be there on the notice board. Contact details for safety representatives or firefighters or fire wardens or first aiders should be there on the notice board. Anything else can you suggest? Do you think this is sufficient? I don't think so. We need to
Emergency contact numbers.
Sorry, please repeat.
Emergency contact numbers.
Emergency contact number should be there on the notice board. Yes. Anything else?
Incentive programs or evidence means whatever we give the pictures of award, the people who receive the best safety of the month, like that means the worker, the
Okay.
compliance.
Fine.
HSC issues. updated HSE issues,
For example,
anything like accident report or like HSE alert,
HSC alert, safety alerts, or
yes,
lesson learned
lesson learned,
from
anything.
incidents within the organization or similar organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can mention that from the incidents within the organization, whether minor or major, or nearby other organizations, similar organization in the world. Like right now, there is gas leakage happened in Gulf of
Yes.
Mexico. So all those who are linked with oil and gas industry can utilize this lesson learned, why such incident took place, what to do to prevent similar incident in your organization. You can use this. Don't wait for some incident to happen in your company. Use the existing incidents in different organizations. Got the idea?
Yeah, I think especially during this time, we can also use a notice board for updating information regarding COVID-19.
Yes.
Something
This will.
we also
This
use
is
that in our
Yes, it's also, sir, because now in this there too much heat.
heat stress. Yes. Okay. Fine. Current issues you can say related to the health of the people. This will normally goes into information for employee regulation. You can say, because now it is mandatory to have a mask and maintain distance and maintain personal hygiene. So you can have a poster that says all this to the for the individual or employees. That's fine. That's correct. Okay. So this is what, guys, any necessary information related to health and safety can also be there on the notice board. Clear? Now, targets of accident reduction. Yes, we missed it. As target of accident reduction should also be there on the notice board so that people can understand, okay, fine, what we have to do, where we are right now, what we are doing. Okay. Use and effectiveness of media. So obviously we use multiple type of options to communicate with the people. For example, films, videos, posters, toolbox talks, company intranet, is that software in the mobile phones, memos and emails, worker handbooks. We should use all these different options to make sure that the communication reaches properly to the workforce. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, informing and consulting. This is for information. What is the difference between information and consultation?
Yeah, information is a one-way process,
Yes. And consultation?
two-way process.
It's a two-way process. What do you mean by this?
Like information is to inform someone.
One way, like you inform me, chapter is over. Come
Yeah,
tomorrow by 9 o'clock.
consultation will be like having conversation with two people.
Yeah, taking the
Consultation is like a discussion, sir.
discussion. Can we start tomorrow by 9 o'clock? Then you will say, no, we should start by 10. Somebody will say, sir, what about 8:30? So we will discuss and we will come on a conclusion. And okay, let us
So
start
type
by
of discussion.
Consultation means
yes.
yeah, consultation is like a discussion, but more than like asking about suggestion regarding HSE, something like that.
In which people share their views, sir. I mean, consultation in which people share their views, what they think.
Okay. So let us see. Information is a one-way process. Generally, decisions are taken by the management and it is informed to the workers and checked for understanding. This is an indication of dictatorial approach. I hope you know what's dictatorial approach. Yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
would lead to yeah, kind of, and would lead to negative culture.
Yeah,
So what do you think? Information is better or consultation is better?
consultation is better.
No, sir.
Consultation is
According
healthy
to me,
process.
according to me, both have a different perspective and different result.
Yes. It
Because
depends on the type of information, whether information is necessary or consultation is required. For example, if I have to inform you the legal responsibilities, I am not going to discuss with you. Getting it? I
Yes.
simply
Yeah.
inform this is the procedure, this is the law, you have to follow. Chapter is over. But if I want to take suggestions, guidance, and these things, then consultation is required, which is a two-way process where the management and workers discuss on matters related to health and safety and come on a joint decision that okay, fine, we will do this, we will do that, whatever. Clear? So this is a quick difference between these two. I hope you got it right. Both are necessary on their place. Both have their own benefits. It depends on the type of information that which one is required, you can say, on a particular topic. You cannot say this is good, that is bad. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But yes, every time information is not good. Every time consultation may not give you proper results.
Yeah.
Got the point?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what it is. Yes, please.
Consultation, sir, consultation, I mean, consultation is never happen between top official and below who are working, like a worker, labor, or whatever.
Consultation,
Consultation.
what you said, never happened, you said.
No, he's
Yes,
telling
I mean,
whenever the consulting is going on, it's only by the top management. They will never
top,
ask to the
top.
worker. I
नहीं
think no, it's
नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता सी
because
दे विल हाँ प्लीज आप बोलिए
because
Yes,
the
please.
consulting sometimes consulting team go to visit the people and find out what are the means residual risk there. Then he can find out the solution. So sometimes the consulting people also interview the people for the get the information and the status of the site. So I think this is the consulting team. They are working with the the field people also. They are also accepting their matter because sometimes consulting people they don't know about the atmosphere. Suppose I am working in Saudi Arabia and I am going to hire a consultant from India, right? So they are very well enough and well educated and they have the well competence people also, but they don't have the atmosphere in working in a desert and the sea, the this kind of temperature and humidity atmosphere. So they will come and they will consult, even they will get the information, they will do the risk assessment, then they can decide it. So that in that phase, they will definitely talk with the people also.
So there are different methods of consultation. Okay,
So that
it
will be
depends.
the very deep. That would be the very deep. We means
Yes, so it depends on organization which way they prefer to consultant with the workforce. Can be direct, can be indirect also through some method, stop card system. I hope some of you know what it is. It is safety training observation. So with that way, workers can communicate to the top management or reporting system in the organization, right? So there are different methods through which management communicate with the workforce. They may not directly approach the worker. Are you getting my point? But they're collecting their views with the help of supervisors or safety representatives and these people. Now you need to talk to the safety person. Share your problems with the safety department. They will take it to their top management.
Can I add something?
Yes, please.
I think consultation is more like to seeking views before making decision.
Yes,
And usually consultation including engaging health and safety committees and workers representative where they exist. Like so, if we can see like as you said before, like we can take a sample from the stop card, so we can see where is our HSE implementation decision is we can see from the how many stop card, how many observation cards we get from the workers, something like that.
Yes.
So we can measure also we can measure our implementation from the consultation.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So this is a democratic way. Management and the decision taken by consultation is supported by the workers, and management can look at getting cooperation from the workers. So this creates a positive culture. So for risk assessment practice, for example, method statement preparation, yeah, any other suggestions or recommendations we require from the workforce, we should use them. Okay, through various platforms. What are the methods of consultation? Direct or indirect? Direct is where employer talk to each worker. This is possible in small organizations. Getting the point? In small organizations, it is practically possible. Okay, but in big organizations like construction, manufacturing, when there are 500 plus employees, Through worker representatives, we can do it. So committees formed to represent workers. Regular meetings happen to discuss and resolve issues, and members can have rights in the law. Committee members. So with the in the form of safety committee meeting, we can do consultation. Now a question may come in the exam on different methods of consultation. So forming a safety committee meeting is one very good method. Other than that, toolbox talk is also one way of consultation.
Sir,
Safety
is these
meetings,
all available in the books?
I am not sure. You have to check. May not be.
Otherwise,
Yes,
just
yes,
one
sir,
by
it's
one, then
available.
we can write.
No, you
Sir,
do it.
available. Sir,
It's
is this
available.
in book? Available in book.
Yes,
See,
sir,
Page
it's
number
available on the book.
Yeah. So
It's
it's
available
available.
on the book, sir.
culture, accident, incident, indicator of organization. Start on 20. Yes, these are
On page number 34.
34, improving health and culture, gaining commitment, preventing appropriate use, discipline. 34,
Yeah.
sure?
Yes, it's on book. It's page number 34. I don't know
34
about
is
soft copy.
improving health and safety.
Yes.
Sure?
Yes, I don't know about soft copy, but it's in book. It's page number 34.
Read it, guys. Read it. You will get something. Don't worry. Otherwise, you can ask later on
On
also. No issue.
the soft copy, the page number is 37.
Okay.
37. Page number 37. The cooperation consultants with the co-force and contractor informing consulting, direct consulting, indirect consulting. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in the form of safety committee meeting, safety meetings with the workforce and safety representatives, you can collect their views. You can discuss issues. Individual meetings, counseling. Individual counseling on particular issues like working risk assessment training meetings. You can design. Training is another way of consulting. Training in the form of training or through training, you can share. You can inform also, and you can have a consultation also. Yeah, where you can collect the, you can share, have the consensus of workers like feedback. How is the training, where we need to improve, all these things. Okay, these are some methods we can say. Now, what is the benefit of worker participation? Obviously, consultation is not possible without worker participation. No, that's what is consultation, two-way process. So why we need workers to participate? Do we need their participation first of all? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes, sir. It's very important for participation in a company.
Why? Now, see, again, I will say, when we talk about workers, do not think about blue collar task only. It's everyone, you also. So, what is the benefit of worker
Sir, because
participation?
because the company is made of all worker, top official,
So,
engineer, everyone. That's why
Sir, worker
participation is
will.
important.
I think worker is more exposed to this.
And I want to add one thing also. Actually, when the consulting team is coming on the site or for any project, they should have some legal requirements and legal things and the work scope, method of statement, what are the things they will use and who is
that's
going to
fine. That's
work,
fine.
how they will affect, what are the environment there. So these are the thing he need to do the meeting and get the some things from these people. Either they are blue collar or means white collar. They have to be at the part of
No,
the consulting.
why? Why we have to add or use workers? Or why worker participation is beneficial? What is the benefit?
So
Because
participation helps in the ownership, sir.
Yes,
Like I am
it
the
gives
part of it.
ownership. See, I'll give you one example. See, first of all, it's the workers who have to follow your instructions or suggestions. So their participation is definitely required. It will improve their knowledge also on hazards and risks. Yeah. It may give you, their
It's
suggestions
actually
may help
they learn
you.
well by doing it.
So their suggestions will help you in applying reasonably practicable control measures.
Yes.
And it also gives them ownership. For example, see, if suppose somebody asks you, what do you need? We need to develop transportation in India, for example. What we need to do? Now you suggest, sir, arrange metro train everywhere. Now you see within next month, the project is passed and the country is working on metro train development. So you will feel like it is because of you they are taking the suggestion or your suggestion is considered here, right? So now at least you will always support construction of metro train. You will always motivate others to use metro train because you think this is your suggestion. Yeah. So this gives ownership. Now it is obviously not your only your suggestion. Might be billions of people have said metro, 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 metro. So the country is working on it. Yeah. But this is what it is. The main benefit. Workers feel that this is their control measure because they suggested it. So this gives them ownership on the control measure, and they will definitely use and motivate others also to follow or to use a particular control measure. This is what I also used to do in our refinery. See, we have a risk assessment already available, but workers don't know that. So I used to call them for risk assessment practice. Only the influential people I used to call for risk assessment practice on welding, grinding, whatever activity we do, painting, shinting, whatever. So they come, I ask them, yes, please suggest control measures. So they will come, sir, sir, that most of those control measures, I will say 90% is already available in the risk assessment, but workers don't know that. Okay. So we listen to them, then we write it down, and then we ask them, now you should follow. So they agree, yes, sir, because they only suggested it. Yeah. Before it's like we are forcing them to follow certain things. But now it's we are asking them to follow what they prefer to follow. So basically, no change, only mentality development, you can say. Psychological development happened. No change in the risk assessment format. Very rarely it happens that we get some innovative idea. Rest everything is almost already available. So let us see the benefits of worker participation, guys. Try to understand. Very important for exam point of view. It is important for an organization to consult with its workers on health and safety because participation will help improving their understanding of the value and importance of health and safety. So through those risk assessment meetings, we used to improve the health and safety related perception and understanding of the influential people in the group so that we can counter the negative peer pressure. It will raise the profile of health and safety and develop their feelings of ownership of safety measures. You understood this point already? Yeah, they'll feel more like we suggested this control measure. It happens, it's very common. Okay. Then by seeking their views and allowing them to contribute to the decision making, management demonstrates their commitment also towards health and safety. Yeah, see, we are asking your doubts. So we are taking care of you. We are listening to you. So they demonstrate their commitment towards health and safety by this way. Okay. Then participation will also improve their morale of the workforce and helps in developing positive culture. Their morale will be developed. Participation of workers would be useful in ensuring that any suggested improvements is reasonably practicable or workable in practice. Clear? Because their suggestions are what you can say more effective. After all, they are the one doing things. Na? We just have bookish knowledge, you can say. Like for example, I have never done welding. Neither I have gone through a training on welding. So obviously my suggestions are based on internet probably or information that I received from here and there. But their suggestion will be based on their practical knowledge. Is it clear now? So those suggestions by workers will definitely be more workable, more practicable. My suggestions may or may not be practicable. So it's very necessary. Then consultation and participation is also a legal requirement. So this way you can fulfill the legal requirement also. It is required in India also. In many countries, you have to consult your workers on health and safety issues, especially not on engineering issues. For engineering, you need to inform. But on health and safety matters, consultation is required. Clear? Then comes health and safety committee. Committee is the best example of consultation. So a workplace health and safety committee is a formal committee established to facilitate cooperation between employer and workers or employees in developing and carrying out measures to ensure health and safety at work. It is one of the method of or best method of consultation. Clear with this? Yeah. Now,
Yes, sir.
there are different types of committees that can be formed based on your organization. For example, Central Safety Committee, Plant Safety Committee, Departmental Committee, Foreman Safety Committee. So it depends on you. You can design n number of committees. But you have to keep in mind that there shall be fair or equal representation from management and employee representation in safety committee. Okay, so number of managers and worker representatives or supervisors and all should be equal. Fine. Now, committee should have objectives and terms of references like study of accidents and disease. These are agendas, we can say. Disease statistics to recommend remedial actions. We always start committee meeting with the statistics. Review of new legislation and guidance and their effects. Monitoring and review of health and safety training and instruction activities. Examining audit and statutory inspection reports of occupational health and safety. Got it? You can add a few more here, going through the latest incident, accident data. Okay, safety observation on the work site can be discussed here. Findings of safety inspection. So you can add, it's already written here, audit and inspection reports. So these are some of the agendas of safety committee meeting. Got it? Now comes training. Training is another very good platform to improve the culture of health and safety in organization. So trainings, when the trainings are required for induction or introduction, then in case of any job change, you need to deliver training. Any process change, training is required. Introduction of new legislation, a training is required, or new technology. Okay. So whenever there is any change in the organization, it is always a good practice to go through training for all the necessary employees. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's all. Now, what should be the content of general induction training? Now, remember this thing. This is the basic content available on screen. You can add a few more by your experience, but always keep in mind scenario. Check the scenario properly. It can be a hospital or school or some kind of mall, shopping complex, or maybe some oil and gas or chemical plant or some manufacturing plant or construction industry, whatever. Any scenario can come in the exam. Based on that, you should write your answer. Most of the points will be very common. Some may be specific to the scenario. So please be very conscious while writing answer. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what are some basic or common points in the induction training program which you should target? Organization's health and safety policy and targets should be shared with the people. Fire and other emergency procedures, no matter whatever is the scenario, this should be there in the induction training. Location of welfare facilities like resting areas, washroom facilities, yeah. Safe movement around the workplace. So what are the driving rules and procedures? Which route to follow for pedestrians, routes to follow for drivers, speed limits, for example, any other inside rules you have, like disciplinary actions, whatever, you should inform everything. Incident reporting procedures. Okay. Then worker consultation arrangements, what options you have to consult with the workers in case if they require something. You know, we have already gone through this. They have the right for consultation. Got it? So because it is the employee's right, worker right for consultation, employer is responsible to provide consultation platforms. So what platforms do you have? You need to share that with the workers. Like toolbox meeting is one platform, safety meeting another platform with the worker issues. Risk assessment meeting can be another platform. So whatever platform you have, you should design something to discuss with workers. General safety rules and employee code of practice should be shared with them. Personal protective equipment, their requirements and use. Introduction to safe system of work and permit to work, etc. Introduction to risk assessment, job safety analysis. Cooperation and coordination procedures. Do's and don'ts, drug abuse policy, disciplinary procedures. These are some basic information which should be shared with the workers in a general induction training. You can add a few more like hazards and control measures necessary on the work site. Okay. Rules for the location or law of the land. Like you are in Saudi Arabia, for example, you cannot follow your Indian standards of working there. Okay. Tomorrow you might shift to some other location. You have to follow their rules then. Clear? So any necessary rules and regulations must be informed to them related to the particular country. Okay. So you can add a few more points depending on the scenario. Now guys, this will be your homework. Activity number 3, consider yourself as health and safety officer in a mid-size organization. Mid-size, okay, not big organization, mid-size. Prepare an agenda for safety committee meeting. You know what's agenda? It's basically subject, topics that we are going to discuss in the committee meeting. Very easy, I hope, for those who are working on the fields. For those who are not working, do some research on it. Find out what topics you should use. Remember, the meeting is for 2 hours. Okay. So don't just prepare a list of 10 topics. It's 2 hours. When we write the agenda, I'll give you a hint. For example, safety statistics. Okay. So safety statistics, discussion time, 15 minutes or 10 minutes. This is how we write down. So make sure you cover your 2 hours properly with necessary topics.
Sir,
Comfortable?
we can add any topics here.
Sorry, please repeat.
Do we add any topic here?
Yeah, what you prefer to discuss in a committee meeting, you can
Yes.
add.
Whatever observation you feel in your mind or
Whatever, based on your knowledge, experience, and research.
Mayan, sorry.
Yes.
So we just write down the agenda with the duration also.
Yes, duration is necessary.
Duration per topic.
Yeah, otherwise you'll end up discussing on one topic only for entire 2 hours,
Okay.
right? So
you know,
duration is
sir,
necessary.
I saw somewhere, I think in Factory Act or ILO, they are mentioned for the toolbox talk not should be more than 10 to 15. I think it's ADIS syllabus.
No. See, this is not law. This is suggestion, guidance.
No, I'm not telling the laws, but he means it's mentioned there the toolbox talk not should be more than 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes, that is correct. That is mentioned in other documents. That's correct. If you go through toolbox talk related information, you will find it. That's very correct.
I think different between toolbox talk and then with the safety committee meeting, because toolbox talk is like a pre-start meeting before we performing the job. It's just explaining about what will we do today and then all the hazards.
Yes, what you have to do, what hazards you may face, what control measures are necessary, and
So we will discuss this activity 3 tomorrow or today.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, eh? Okay.
No, discuss. You will write it at your own and send to the Mr. Mayank. He will review.
Okay. Same as like before, yeah. Sending by WhatsApp, I think.
Sorry, which company you are working?
Anthropos.
Anthropos.
Yeah, Anthropos.
In which field its company is working?
It's engineering, procurement, construction EPC company for in oil and gas sector.
Oil and gas, right?
Yes. Our head office in Paris. France.
Oh, very good. Because I saw so many contract awarded to the Saipem in Indonesia for offshore.
Yes. Saipem.
Some of my friend is also there in Saipem.
Yes. I almost go to Saipem in 2019. But the salary is not.
Yeah, Saipem is operating good, but the problem is, their salary structures. They are now in this year they are doing so much miser things.
Yeah.
No,
They give me good offering, but after that I propose my resignation to my company, and then my company don't want to release me, so they raise my salary.
Good.
It happened in Indonesia like this.
Yeah, no, everywhere it's happened. Actually, this is the lack of the awareness, because I'm seeing in here Saudi Arab, people come 20 years before he joined a company in 20 years before, and still he has no increment. But in every country there is a labor law. It's telling minimum 4 to 5% increment should have every month, sorry, every year. But the general people, they don't know, and the some people, they don't want to leave the companies, and some people, they are not able to find the job in another place. So many in numbers of factors, they are not increasing the salaries. But we have to write, in every country there is an increment every year. This is the rule.
All right, guys. I just got some internet connection disturbance in between, but I hope am I audible now?
Yeah.
Can you see the screen also?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, fine. So let us continue. So you understood what you have to do for activity 3?
Yes.
Very small task. I don't think it will require more than 15 minutes, but you are given 30 minutes of time. Try to finish in 30 minutes today itself or tomorrow before coming to the training. Okay?
Okay.
You can share your answers in WhatsApp.
Okay.
All right. Now, next topic. Any question from this 3.2, how to improve health and safety culture? We are not finished with this topic. You can say this will continue in 3.3 also, which is targeting the human factors and improving them. So we will work on this again. But I hope you are comfortable with communication, consultation, training requirements and all. Guys?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
Yes.
let us continue with the next topic. How human factors influence behavior positively or negatively. Very, very important. May or may not be for exam point of view, but definitely for your practical on the field improvement. Obviously for exam also, but it is very, very beneficial for the on job, on site related issues. Yeah. So try to understand this. What are human factors? Human factors are the factors which influence behavior at work.
Visible, sir.
Okay. For example, see, you understand, you agree that behavior of people is one of the major hurdle in health and safety culture. If the behavior of the people is improved, health and safety culture will definitely improve very quickly. If the behavior is not improved, then you have to struggle for years, but it will be difficult to improve health and the progress, even if it happens, it will be very, very slow. Yeah. So behavior is very important. What are the factors that influence the behavior at work? There are 3 factors. Organizational factors means factors related to the organization. Then job factors. These are the factors related to the specific job, like job of a driver, welder, grinder, job specific. Then individual factors, which are factors related to the individual. Got the point?
Yes.
Try to understand. Can you see this diagram here, the logo? Why it is like this? You can see the diagram here. The diagram shows that these 3, there are 3 different factors, but they are all linked with each other.
Yes.
Okay. So above 3 factors have a bond or relation with each other and significantly contributes to human failure or safe behavior at work. So like one factor can help you in improving other 2 factors also. What the point?
Yeah.
So what are these? Let us understand. Organizational factor. Safety culture of the organization is one of the very important factor. If the culture itself is very much improved, automatically the behavior of the people will be improved, right? If the culture is poor, it will affect the behavior, and you can imagine the consequences. It will be poor behavior, very simple. Policies and procedure must be available for all the aspects and very much user friendly. I hope you understand the meaning of user friendly. Means easy to follow procedures, especially. Do not have lengthy procedures, complicated procedures. Yeah, procedure must be easy to follow. Then only people will follow that. Otherwise, nobody will follow. Commitment and leadership from the top management is required in the organization. Where the management is committed, the behavior of employees will definitely improve. If the management itself is not committed, forget about behavior of the people. Then level of supervision, obviously better the supervision, better will be the behavior, because everybody will be within their limits. Peer group pressure should be more and more positive. Consultation and worker involvement, the more consultation, more worker involvement you do, more will be the improvements in the culture or in the behavior of the people. And then proper communication methods. Got it? Guys, got the idea now? These are some of the methods by which you can improve the behavior of the people, but these are organizational factors only. Even if you work on this, it is very good. Then there are other factors. Anyway, how to improve organizational factors? Let us quickly go through. You should design procedures and standards for all aspects of the operation. Provide continuous monitoring and guidance and supervision. Adequate level of supervision and guidance to be available for all employees. By this way, we can improve organizational factors. Few more points if you want to add here. Can you suggest? Regular visits on work site by top management. Considering workers, yeah, that's what I was coming on, commitment. Considering workers' issues or complaints and resolving them as early as possible. Yeah. Taking active part in committee meetings or safety meetings. Top management should take active part to improve management commitment or to demonstrate management commitment. Reviewing of health and safety documentation, for example, risk assessments whenever necessary. Right? These are some of the ways you can say. And monitoring and supervision is already available. Anything else? I hope these are sufficient enough. Incentive scheme you can add here. Organization should have very good incentive schemes to motivate the employees. Okay, but this will come in individual factors. Anyway, let's come on that. Now comes job factors. What are job factors? These are the factors related to a particular job. Like job of a welder, job of a grinder, job of an engineer, job of a supervisor, health and safety advisor, engineer, whatever. So what you need to consider in this, in job factors, how you improve job factors? By considering the task. Anyway, what are the job factors? Task, which can be strenuous or otherwise. Workload, yeah, where you should consider the schedules available, breaks, work rate or speed that is required. Environmental conditions during the activity, distraction from temperature, lighting, noise, display and controls which are not ergonomically suitable or ergonomically suitable, whatever. Okay. Then procedures which should not be complicated. Clear? So how we can improve job factors? By analyzing the task properly. Whatever task you are required to do in the organization, you should analyze that properly. Consider ergonomic suitability. You know what ergonomics is? I am not sure.
Relation between environment, work environment and the human being.
We can say relation between the human being and workplace. So workplace will include the environment, the design of work, the area, equipments and everything. Okay. Ergonomics says that ergonomics is the study of science of relationship between man and machine, in short. And ergonomics says that adjust the machine as per the human requirement. Do not adjust the human as per the mechanical machine requirement. Got the point?
Also comfortability, sir. You can say comfortability.
Yes. In other words, you can call it make everything, working environment, working equipment, working activity, make everything comfortable.
According to comfortability of an employee.
Yes. For example, see, millions of dollars are used, you can say, for ergonomical studies annually. Many organizations, there are designated organizations, you can say, whose only job is to improve ergonomics in almost everything in your daily life. For example, have you noticed tools and equipment nowadays? Let's talk about hand tools like screwdriver, pliers, spanners. Have you seen good tools nowadays? See the handle of those tools. Is it different or is it very basic?
It's different now, sir.
Yeah, it's a different
Expensive ones are
design.
different.
Yeah, obviously good ones. So you will see it thick enough with beautiful design and all. You try to hold that tool. I'm telling you, you will enjoy holding it, guys.
Yes, sir.
So you will enjoy working with it also. This is what is the benefit of. Yes,
Ergonomics design.
I'll tell you one thing. If you don't believe, for example, if you think no, may not be practically possible. I'll tell you. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Spanner.
Yeah, it's a spanner because its handle is so much comfortable. This grip and the design and everything. I enjoy just holding it also. It has been 2 days. I'm having it on my table. I'm not keeping it where it should be kept. You can say I need to use it 2 days before.
It's like a toy, sir.
Yeah, like
Drawing
a
like a
toy. You can say I'm playing with it during the trainings whole day.
toy.
I actually enjoy holding it.
Yes, sir.
You know, this is an example of ergonomic design. This is another example. Can you see
I
the
think, sir,
design?
this is covered with
Comfortable.
rubber coating, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. Very comfortable. You know, you enjoy holding it. You want to go look for another work. We need to use it. Getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, can you see this thing? You can see there are some designs here.
Yes, sir.
Whereas this side is plain. Again, ergonomic design. So that you can hold it like this. The fingers will go on this area and this is plain. Ergonomic design. What the idea now? Yeah. But nowadays, if you see, if you go for more higher the price, there are more comfortable options available.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This is another example of ergonomic design. You hold it very comfortably. You will enjoy holding it and doing the work activities with it. So this is what, guys, I want to tell you. Lot of studies are going on to ensure ergonomic suitability in equipments. Can you see this?
What's that, sir?
This is not. This is a jar, just a jar with water. This is not the
Okay.
ergonomic design.
It's
This
like
is
it's
a,
like brass jar.
yeah, it's a copper jar. Yes.
Okay,
This
okay.
is a very basic design. Yeah. Some studies are required to improve its, this thing, the handle of it. It's not very much comfortable. But okay, I don't have to hold it for a long time. I just need to fill the glass and finish. So that's fine in that case. But yes, some studies, and it is going on. You will see if you will go for not this one, but there are options available. You can get it. The handle and everything, this design of bottles, for example, tools, everywhere, everywhere. The team, there is team which is working continuously to improve the design. TV remotes,
Yes, sir.
yeah, remotes of your television screen, for example, you see the different shapes. Why? Ergonomic suitability. Best example for ergonomic is your keyboard.
Yes, sir.
Why it is QWERTY keypad? Why it's not simple A B C D E F G H?
So that we can easily find the keys, or that it will help with typing easily.
So that you do not have to find the keys. Your fingers will automatically go. All you need is that quick training.
Yes.
Yeah, just go through some
Mhm.
typing training, and then you will realize the value of this QWERTY keypad. Right now, it might be a trouble for you because you have to end up searching where is B, where is C, where is D. But once you learn typing, then with minimum efforts, you can type for maximum hours with minimum mistakes and minimum issues to your fingers. Got the point?
Sir,
So,
smartphone helped a lot, sir. Smartphone
sorry?
keyboard helped a lot in typing and laptop, sir.
Hi.
Smartphone, sir. Smartphone keyboard helped a lot.
But smartphones are still not ergonomically suitable. But do you really think that this design is ergonomically suitable?
I'm
No.
talking about keyboard, sir.
Keyboard is QWERTY keypad, na?
Yes, sir. We can
So,
easily search on the laptop keyboard. We are
yes, that's
used
what it
to
is.
keyboard keyboard.
That's
Sir,
what it
Hi,
is.
I
hi Mayank. Hi Mayank. Devraj here.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
Mr. Dev.
so sorry to interrupt. Basically, I sorry to interrupt. Basically,
basically I have a certification in ergonomics. Basically, I have
Oh,
it's not only about the like tool design.
yes,
Ergonomics also deals with the cognitive aspect as well.
yes. See, my
So
chair is ergonomically
yeah,
suitable. Car is the best
yeah,
example of ergonomics.
yeah. So there are a lot of cognitive aspects which are covered. Although these tools and all are which comes into ergonomics, but mainly right now the research which is going on is towards the cognitive level, like how you perceive things and all.
Yes, how
So
your body reacts
yes,
in a particular situation. So things will be as per the design, the
correct.
control room, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yes, line of fire. So all the controls will be in the line of fire, for example. Right. The way our reflex actions happen on the body, you should get the suitable switches in that area, like location of emergency switch, for example. Some start stop buttons, for example. So this is what, guys, it's a very big thing. I am just giving an introduction that if you want to understand, it is available nearby you in many things, in many equipments. You just need to understand that. Yeah. So that's what is ergonomics, making everything comfortable and user friendly, we can say, with minimum efforts, maximum benefits. That's what ergonomics we can say in other words. Okay. That is the reason why you have adjustable chairs with good lumbar support, everything adjustable screen in your on your devices, adjustable
Yes, sir.
color, contrast, and all that. Plus the movement, the angle, everything you can adjust if you see, right? So this is what is, you can say, ergonomics all about. Yes, it's a very big thing, but I hope you got the idea now. A car is a best example of ergonomics nowadays, you can say, where all the necessary sockets which you, or necessary switches which you require every now and then, is available within easy reach and in the necessary place where a person may move in case of emergency or situation. There you will find the particular switch. For example, hazard light switch, the horn, indicators, yeah. Then your seat adjustment options, music options, whatever, petrol switch, whatever you can say. So this is what, guys, ergonomics is all about. Got the idea about ergonomics?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. It's a very big thing, obviously, but I hope you got the idea now. So improve ergonomics to improve job factors. Better the ergonomics, better the employee will enjoy, working conditions. They will enjoy working them. Like I just gave you the example of my chair. I'm not showing it to you, but yes, my chair, the one I'm using, is ergonomically fantastic. And this chair is given to me by the company. Yeah, individually I can never buy it. It's very costly chair. So it's given to me by the organization, and I enjoy sitting on it. So I don't mind delivering sessions for full day also. This is the benefit organization is getting in return.
Sir,
Yes, please.
yeah, I just wanted to ask whether illumination and air circulation also falls under ergonomics.
Elimination.
Illumination, like uh, lightings, I mean to say.
Yes, yes, yes. Illumination. Yes, yes. Why not?
Okay. And
Yes,
air circulation on environment.
yes. Why not? Even
Okay.
temperature and all these things may come.
Okay.
See, ultimately, the purpose of ergonomics is employee should feel comfortable. Now, whatever is required for that will be a part of ergonomics.
Okay.
Yeah. So that now, if there is anything missing, I hope now we have certified person also. So you can check with them. You can get more details on ergonomics. Anyway, the topic will keep coming up again in future. Don't worry. Ergonomics will come in IG2 also. So that time you will understand more. Right now, this is just the word. So I want to make sure you understand this. Got it, guys? Ergonomics is related with the basically science between man and machine. And it says that adjust the machine as per human requirement. Do not adjust human as per the mechanical or machine requirement. Okay. Then comes decision making. Give employees some power, some authority to make decisions if they face any trouble or if they require to do something in their activity. Okay. Consistency of procedures. Whatever procedures you design to carry out activities, there must be consistency in it. Frequent changes in the procedure will make people upset. Yeah, and make it difficult for them to follow. Proper tools and equipments to be made available for them, ergonomically suitable, obviously. Work patterns must be there, suitable work patterns, and shifts and cover for absence. Okay. So got some idea where you need to work upon to improve job factors. Then comes individual factors. This is another very important topic. What are individual factors? Attitude. This is the factor related to a particular person, related to you, me, others. Attitude, person's point of view, and hence a tendency to react in a given situation. So, then motivation. Motivation is the driving force behind the way a person acts or the way in which people are stimulated to act. Okay. Then competency, which is a combination of, I hope we have enough discussion on competency. Combination of knowledge, skill, experience, okay, and ability. Then comes perception, very, very important point. Risk perception, which is interpret and make understanding in a given surrounding. Okay. If you improve the perception, their behavior or attitude will improve towards health and safety. For improving perception, you need to motivate employees towards health and safety. Getting the point, guys? Understanding these things, how they are linked with each other. Perception is your mentality, the way you believe, okay, the way you receive information from your sources. Sources means senses, sorry, senses, eyes, ear. Yeah. For example, just as an example, I do not like the smell of fish. Okay, my nose gives a negative signal to the brain that this is something not good. So I don't eat it. Okay, if I try to eat it, I might end up in some disorders, health disorder, vomiting or something. Okay.
Sir, are you vegetarian, sir? Yes, you don't eat any fish meat.
I am not vegetarian, but I cannot eat seafood.
Okay.
Yeah, I cannot
in
eat seafood.
Rajasthan side, 96% people are vegetarian.
Yes, yes, yes. But I eat whatever I can, but not seafood. Fish, crab, prawn, lobster, and I hope you can check with Mr. Ashari. People die for eating these. They are very costly food items. I got them for free and I rejected. No, 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 no lobster for me. No prawn for me. I cannot eat seafood. Why? Because perception, guys. Perception. Why? Because my senses gives me a negative information. Yeah. Whatever is the reason behind it, I don't know. But this is what it is. Okay. Now it is not fact that these are hazardous for health. Fish is considered as one of the best non-veg product. Do you know?
Yes, sir.
Fish is the best compared to goat or chicken or whatever else you can name them.
Also safe for health.
Yeah, fish, whatever. But fish is the best food for health, non-veg food. And unfortunately, it doesn't suit me. So you cannot say fish is not good. Maybe my body doesn't allow, my body doesn't. So there is perception. If I practice, I may eat also. My daughter eats fish. My wife eats fish. I only have a problem with that. And I have it's a mindset, you know. Psychological issue probably. Can be improved by regular training practice. I don't know how. But can be improved. But as of now, this is the situation. This is continued from very long time. So this is an example of perception. Yeah, what you feel, what you believe. Yes.
But if you have an allergic situation, then it can't be improved by any training or something like.
Maybe for that I need to go for medical checkup if there is some allergy related issue. I have not gone through any checkup. It's just like I don't like the smell. So even if you try to feed me by some other way, I can figure it out that it is some seafood, and negative reactions will happen, like vomiting. And all.
Perception can't be changed by training or any method, sir.
It can be. It can be. You can change perception. Yes, by motivating people towards health and safety. Regular trainings award schemes, yeah, communication with the workforce through graphics and all, sharing the videos of real incidents will change the perception of people. You have to work on it. This is what is the main challenge for every safety person or manager, that they have to change the perception of people so that they respect health and safety or value health and safety over anything else. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
mine
a-
it's 1 hour now, more than that.
Okay, let us take a break here because obviously I cannot compromise with the recordings guy. So after break we will work upon how to improve these factors. Okay, no
Okay,
problem. We have